All right, guys, it's me, Michael, and we are doing some adventure camping today. Check this out. You thought the last adventure was wild. There isn't even a road here, dude. All right, so that's where we're gonna set up over there. I've been scouting around. That's got the best tree set up for me. I'm gonna be using the hammock tent, so we are getting into the setup. Whoa, sorry. Getting into the setup now. So all right, everybody. Here we are in the wilds of Michigan. I drove Scarlett off-road into the forest preserve, or the forestry roads, and then I found a road that hadn't been used in a really long time. It just was completely grown up and you could barely tell it was a road, if you could see by the pictures. But this is where we're going to set up. I got the trees I need. I'm going to set up the hammock tent now, and yeah, let's get started. Found a spot to set up in. So what I'm going to do is, first, I'm going to set up the hammock. I'm going to get that all set up and level and ready to go. And then second, I'm going to set up the bug net. I got to get the bug net hanging just a little bit above it so that way it hangs appropriately over the hammock, okay? Third, I'm going to set up the roof or the tarp. I'm going to put the tarp up over it. And then the last thing I will have to do is set the fire pit and then get all of that going. Yeah, so here we go. Well, that's up, as you can see. You got the hammock underneath the tarp, and it's not looking bad if I don't say so myself. So, practice makes perfect, I guess, after you've done it enough times. So, now I'm going to dig the fire pit. So, let's get going on that, because I'm getting hungry, and it's hot still. I'm getting thirsty, so let's get that taken care of. Post haste. So you can see that is a pretty deep hole. Now, that is ideally what you want to do. You can see that it is more than 10 to 12 inches deep, possibly deeper. I do a measurement on the, I have a tape measure. I'll do a measurement later on that, but, and then all the dirt is going around the outside of that. And that is to protect the grass that's growing around the outside of it. And I saved the grass that I took off the top, and I'm going to put it back on. But there was another fire out here at some point in time because I was digging up charred wood. So now that that's done, I'm going to build a fire and get a nice coal bed going. There's plenty of pine here, so I'm not going to have a problem. And plenty of small stuff to large stuff, so I'm not going to have a problem with that either. So, and just in case I wasn't sure what I relatively expected, that there would be nothing but pine here. And I chose this area specifically because it was out of the pine burrows and into a little grassy area, so there wouldn't be a whole bunch of pine needles and dry stuff all around it. And that's what you got to look out for, because that's the stuff that's going to go up poof like that and create a forest fire, and we do not want a forest fire. We want a nice little fire we can cook over. We want to get some food going. I'm going to get the other stuff set up out here, and yeah, and then we'll get to cooking, and I'm going to get a drink because I'm thirsty. Okay, let's get a fire started. I've already collected some wood, so I just need to get this going here. Don't need that in there. Well, that was easy. And the grate goes like that. I hear you asking, Michael, what's on the menu tonight? Good question, my friends. Good question. Well, I have my trusty Ozark Trails cook kit and some goodies in there. Okay. You can see we have the iron on the fire. We've got a nice plate to prepare with. So I picked up this little goodie. says microwave ready. Guess I should have looked at that a little more closely. Before I picked up one, it was grill and microwave ready. So we'll deal with that here momentarily. But let's see. Let me tell you, friends, the mosquitoes, not so bad. The horse flies and the moose flies, kind of midland. But the ticks are ferocious, and they appear to come in all sizes. So I'm going to be doing a really good scan of myself when I get back. So, but today, what I have is, I have some antelope burgers. That's right. The meat shop by my house that I go to. I don't know. Let me see here. Blackwing Meats. Now, they don't pay me nothing, but I shop there all the time. And I'm always getting a variety of meats, whatever it is that suits my fancy at the moment. I got these special just for here. But I am going to grill these guys up. I am going to pull a Ozark Trails knife out of here. The grill is going. I can see it steaming. I am going to take a healthy portion of this butter. This is Irish butter by Irish cows. Kerrygold, and it's onion and herb. So I'm gonna get that all around there and get it melting. And get this a little bit like that. There we go. I know what I'm gonna do. There we go. Now, I'm gonna get my antelope burgers going. Now, we are in black bear territory, and ordinarily it's not recommended that you cook and camp in the same place around bears. But every single solitary individual that I have asked, talked to in the local area and in local areas, and I have some friends who I watch, and I have emailed them and said, hey, dude, now those guys are camping with dogs, so might be a little bit different for them. Their standard reply was, bears don't like stinky dogs, which makes sense. I can see that being the case, but I don't know about you, but I don't think anything would be more embarrassing than to do a camping channel on YouTube and do something that you know is not really a good idea, and have it go horribly wrong, and then forever be known in infamy as the guy on YouTube who got attacked by a bear. How do I work this? All right, now, antelope, like elk, is rather lean, so we don't want to overcook it. It did have buns. I don't know what I did with them. I might have left them in the Jeep. So I'm gonna put a little bit of salt on these. And all right, let's set that there. So nice gunfire. I'm in a good neighborhood then. And prepared it in such a way, all I gotta do is that. All right, well, I got the buns. A nice little camp plate. Bottom, top. You can hear somebody over there playing with their gun. All right, so that is that there. Now, let's see here. Let's set this down here momentarily. And let's get some queso. So I brought some Swiss. That's what I had at home. You can put whatever you want on your antelope burgers, but what I have is some Swiss cheese. So I'm going to put a piece of Swiss on either one of those. And I'm not a huge fan of drowning the thing in flavor unless it's a specific recipe. So you'll notice I just put a little bit of salt on there. And because I'm doing it a la burger style, I am going to be topping this off with, let's get this off the fire. There we go. Okay. I'm going to be topping this off with some chipotle pepper adobo. And yes, you may be noticing a trend with me. I like spicy. And when it comes to spicy, it's my opinion that no one does it better. De Mexico. So we'll put a little bit of that on there. Stop moving around there, you. I am a fan of Mexican cooking, Mexican ladies, and Mexican beer. Oh yeah, that was good. Okay, so we're gonna do a little bit of that. And I got some Chicago style relish, because I am, well, Chicago land, they call it. This is dill pickle style kind of relish, so it's kind of got a dill flavor to it. So, but it is mighty colorful. So we'll put a little bit of that on there, and we're just going to let that rest a little bit. And I'll set this down here, this over here, and kick back for a moment. We'll see what happens. Oh, my first mosquito. Perhaps they are nocturnal. So, I really wish I brought some chips now. In any event, antelope burgers with Swiss cheese and adobo sauce and dill relish. Mmm. Juicy. Wish I toasted the bun now. I don't know if you can see it or not. There's the sun. Should be about center frame. Big orange dot in the sky. It's pretty silent. All right, light test. Should be good. All right. They're booming off fireworks over there somewhere. I got the lights up. I got the tomahawk out. All right, so Rapid River. That is the name of this place. And so to commemorate, I got a special glass. This is one of the things I like to do when I go to any new place, especially, you know, if there's like a brewery or something nearby, I'll get a pint glass from a local brewery to add to my collection. 61. We're down in temperature. That's the bug coil. I'm hoping that that'll help quell the mosquitoes. Voodoo Ranger Imperial IPA. This is a good one. It's kind of a hazy. Now, if you know anything about IPAs, hazy IPAs have a tendency to be really, real fruity. Usually like pineapple smelling. I heard an owl. That's so awesome. I hope one comes closer. Really like a pineapple fruitiness to it. They have a hazy kind of a straw color in the glass, so, but they do have a lot of fruity notes in them. So I'm expecting this to be very fragrant. So now I'm looking through it as I pour it. It looks kind of clear, so, but I'm gonna pour it all out here. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see it. Getting a little bit of head there on it. It doesn't really look all that hazy, which is surprising, because I had heard that this was kind of a hazy kind of a deal. The head is, it's got a nice foamy head on it. It looks like a thick frothy head. It looks like you could float a bottle cap on that. But looking through it, I mean, I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but it is, I don't know, it's kind of clear. It looks kind of clear to me. But that is in the Rapid River, let me take my headlamp and see. Rapid River Knife Works. Rapid River Knife Works was on the way in here. It seems to me that I've heard of them before. Probably, I don't know, maybe one of their guys was on the on that Forged in Fire show that was on the History Channel. Or maybe, you know, I just heard about them maybe through one of the local fairs or something like that down in down where I'm from. So, but that is good. Not getting a lot of fruitiness. I mean, I may have been wrong on this as far as it being like hazy. That's what I had heard. I had heard that it was kind of a hazy IPA, which is a New England style of IPA. Not really bitter. I mean, it's got a little bitter bite in the beginning, but the finish is kind of more fruity. Which I know is kind of the trend now with a lot of the IPAs. Voodoo Ranger by New Belgium. That's the brewery that makes it. They have multiple versions. The original one they no longer make, but they make a bunch of different versions of the Voodoo Ranger now, ranging from hazy to you know, Midwest style to, you know, super high alcohol content. This one here boasts a, let's see, Imperial. I would expect it to be, yeah, this is 9% alcohol by volume, but it doesn't really have that high alcohol taste to it that you would expect. My beers, the ones that I make, generally speaking, are, you know, between 6 and 11%. I was gonna bring my new, I made a Dragon's Milk, which is New Holland brewery. They make a Dragon's Milk, and I made a Dragon's Milk clone, which is basically a copy of what they made. Theirs is aged in oak bourbon barrels. Mine was aged with rye oak chips, so it would mimic a rye oak barrel aging. So, and that was, you know, roughly 11%. I still haven't heard back from any of my friends that I gave one to and said, hey, you know, let me know what you think about this. And Gabe, if you're watching, I'm gonna bring you one because I really want to know what you do. Gabe is a buddy of mine who Him and his brother run a vitamin company. I can't think of the name of it right now off the top of my head, sitting in the woods drinking beer. But him and his brother make beer, and I've given Gabe, I gave him like one of my last beers that I made. I made a black IPA, and he said he liked it. He said it was really good. I called that the Buddha Black because it was. I made it in a. There's a beer called Buddha beer, and the bottle is basically a Buddha, and so I put it in that, and I called it the Buddha Black. So, but it's a black IPA. This Imperial IPA though is very drinkable. I mean, it's it does have that IPA bite that you expect in the beginning, but it melts away relatively quickly, and it's kind of fruity. So, has some fruity esters, they would say. I'm not a beer sommelier, or there's a name for it, and I can't think of what it is now. Someone will correct me. But I mean, I do like to brew beer. I do like to drink beer. I am a man, so you know, no matter where you go, there you are. But this is a good one. And to commemorate the Rapid River, Michigan experience, the moon is out. It's over there. You wouldn't be able to see it. It's not big enough. But to commemorate the Rapid River, Michigan experience, here we go. Cheers. I heard an owl. I'm really hoping to hear more owls. I love hearing owls when I'm out camping. I always thought owls were kind of a bad omen, right? Some, for lack of a better expression, some old wives' tale where someone had said that owls are bad luck. When an owl shows up, someone's going to die. Well, you know, I've been camping a bunch of times. Owls have been present a bunch of times. No one's died yet. But these mosquitoes are getting thick, bro. I'm beginning to like really hear them. I'm gonna definitely have to visit the Thermacell website because I'm gonna have to get a Thermacell to keep these beasts at bay. But I am gonna finish this beer and enjoy the silence. It's times like this I wish I had a dog. I may do something about that. Well, cheers all. I will get back to you in a little bit when it's time to go to sleep, which will be probably shortly after this beer. All right, everybody. So, see you in the morning.